All right, I'm out here in Brentford, London, in the west of London, and I'm here at the G-Tech Community Stadium, home of Brentford FC. I'm just gonna go and take a little look around the stadium. It is pretty unique in the sense that, well, one, you could see it's a very modern looking stadium. We're here in between what looks like some apartment buildings, and boom, you just have the stadium. Let's go left and see what we can find. But this stadium is very new and modern for a club that's relatively small, speaking in terms of Premier League status. That's one reason that makes it unique. The second reason that makes it unique is it's very tightly jammed in between like a highway system, basically, which in England, especially in London, we don't see often. Too many roads and stuff. Here's some of their players. Ivan Toney, their best player. I guess this is the box office, but you can see, you know, that's like the main road up there. Also, look at how gray it is. It's a little bit drizzly here today, but nothing too bad. People walking on the side. There's absolutely nobody here. Obviously not a match day, and it's not very in that busy of an area of London. It's pretty quiet out here. I took it's like 4 tube stops and you get to Gunnersbury, and then from there it's like a 15-minute walk to get here. Yeah, so it's not the easiest of the London clubs to make it to, but I was staying in the west of London, so it's not too bad. Looks like a match day merchandise here, but you can see it's just like super tightly packed in these streets. I'm gonna make it out to where I believe the highway is. Got a security guard in there, so I'm not gonna try to go too close over there. That's probably where maybe the staff and the players park, I'd imagine. Yeah, G-Tech Stadium, home of the Bees, sponsored by Hollywood Bets on the top of their kit. I really like the outside of the stadium. I like the pattern, I like the materials. Oh, there is a way to walk over there. But here's some, you know, train tracks, and you can see those go down, and here's the stadium. And then right over here is just another like main road and the highway of sorts up there. What's over here? Oh, I think this is a walking bridge. Yeah, and the tracks just go. This is not the tube tracks, or is it? I'm actually not too sure. If we hang around long enough, maybe we'll find out. Oh, interesting. Their superstore is right over there, if you can see that. Let's go walk over there, see if it's open. And but yeah, what is Sonic doing on Worley? But yeah, that's the stadium. Again, back to the roads where I came from. You're not gonna be really tell, but that side there's another highway, and then the roads. Yeah, it's a really interesting location for the stadium. It's actually right on the edge of the city limits of Brentford, bordering, I believe, Gunnersbury. Oh, that's Sega's headquarters too. I see a sign for Sega. That would make sense. Fan Hive. Oh yeah, their nickname is the Bees. I don't know if I said that, so everything is bee related. This looks like a freaking pop-up shop. It doesn't even look real. I doubt it's gonna be open. Some people working at this magnet place looking at me funny. Yeah, this place is definitely not open. It's just so interesting. The Bee Superstore, it looks like it's like fake. I don't know how to explain it. Ivan Toney, Fan Hive. I imagine you buy tickets or something there. Let's go check out this mural. Is it open? Oh yeah, it is open. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead in there and maybe just ask some questions about the club. Yeah, so here we are at Brentford. Maybe I'll again pull out the camera when I walk back over, but we're doing Brentford today. We're gonna go over to Fulham, and which I'm super excited about, Craven Cottage, and then Chelsea, Stamford Bridge. So yeah, those are the 3 stadiums we're doing today. Might do more, but yeah, that's where we're at. All right, nice to warm up in the team shop. Absolutely nobody in there other than the 2 workers. Very nice. I asked them a few questions. So turns out the stadium was constructed or finalized being built in 2020. So like I mentioned, very, very new. And they played about 15 minutes farther west at their old park, Griffin Park, which held 12,000 people. And then this new stadium, G-Tech Community Stadium, holds a little over 17,000. So increased 5,000 capacity, and big, brand new. A little bit farther out of central Brentford, but I guess if you live over here, it's not too bad. It's like a 15-minute walk from here, their current stadium, meaning it's about a half-an-hour walk from the nearest tube station. So this new stadium does get you a bit closer. We can use the same line, the district line, to go back to the stations we need to get to for both Stamford Bridge and Craven Cottage. So let's go check those out. And that will be, what is this, the 3rd stadium I've seen so far in London. So we'll go 4 or 5. Maybe we'll do some more. I'll have to do research to see if there's any other ones that are easily accessible. Yeah, here's kind of the surrounding area. You can see it's pretty built up and stuff. So, oh, that's not a tube station. Okay, so that's our answer. This is Kew Bridge, which is not a tube station. This is like National Rail or something like that. So yeah. All right, so we just came from this road over there. Here we are under the highway. You have to walk through like this roundabout area, but I don't know why I felt the need or want to show you all this, but here we are. Like I mentioned, under the highway. You see all these road networks around us. And when I was initially walking here, I saw this and I was like, surely, you know, there's homeless people. And there's not. And I think it's interesting, at a minimum, that, you know, in America, someplace like this, under the highway with construction and, you know, some grassy area, you know, would be littered with homeless people. And here we are in London. Maybe it's because it's in the west of London, a nicer part, but yeah, nobody's really out and about. And it doesn't super surprise me, being that the rest of London and other European cities, they also really don't have homeless people. But yeah, just something interesting, I thought. Huh? I was just gonna go walk around.
Yes, fine. Just stop the video, please, first.
Photos?
Stop the video. You can do photo. Stop.
All right, not really sure what that was about. I think I got it on camera. Told me to stop the video, but then said once I walked past him, I could start the video. Maybe he just didn't want to be on the video. I don't know, but here we are at Stamford Bridge. I think I was trying to get a clip of me kind of turning the corner and walking in, but it's literally like a 2-minute walk from the tube station. I guess similar to Brentford, just, you know, really big, tall walls where the stands are. This ground is perched again right smack in the middle of train stations, apartment buildings, roads, all that sort of stuff. You can see, if you maybe remember or go back to the videos on Arsenal, specifically Tottenham a little bit, there's more big open areas to kind of hang out in, or just that are around the ground, and those are North London clubs where there's a bit more space. These in the west are a lot more compact, and close to the surrounding areas. It's also something to note too that Stamford Bridge is a bit of an older ground. It's a traditional English footballing stadium, squared off stands, 4 stands, where same to Brentford, whereas Arsenal and Tottenham are these newer circle stadiums, kind of like you see in the US. Here's our Chelsea winning, I believe, the 2005 league title with John Terry. Drogba. Might be off on the year, but sounds about right. We're back here in the main area. I'm gonna go ahead and take some photos of the ground. But it's interesting to me too, there's a lot of Chelsea staff walking about the ground and the surrounding streets. I don't know why that would be the case. I haven't seen at any other grounds that happening. Yeah, they're talking, and I'm trying to listen in on what they're saying. I heard them speaking a little bit about the FA and the money, so I was like, ooh, what do we got the inside scoop here? But yeah, it's kind of what the area here at Stamford Bridge looks like. Got their kits here. But yeah, that's gonna do it here for Stamford Bridge. It is a very nice stadium, no doubt about that. Again, I kind of wish I could get a look in, but unfortunately you can't. Yeah, now we're gonna take a hike. By hike, I mean ride the tube 2 stops to get to Fulham. And Chelsea and Fulham are actually 2 of the closest clubs in the Premier League and even in the world in regards to the distance between their grounds. So yeah, they have a pretty big rivalry, but Chelsea's dominated it in recent times. But yeah, we're gonna go over to Fulham, very famous ground, Craven Cottage. I'm excited, let's do it. Look at this little dog. Hey buddy. And then look at this little footbridge, or foot tunnel I should say, here in Fulham. I get a walk under. The road right above us. Looks like we're coming out to some sort of park. In which case I'm supposed to take a left right here as per the maps. Wow, look at this park. Beautiful old historic park. And we're coming up to the Thames, of course, and this being Putney Bridge, which we just walked under. Here's a view of the Thames here in West London, of course. Probably the grayest of gray skies I have ever seen in my life. And being from Portland, that's saying something. We have a 15-minute walk to Craven Cottage. I got off at the Putney Bridge tube station. And I get this lovely, lovely walk along the Thames and along this garden where, if you see passing me, people are running, getting their exercise in. Look at this, another dog enjoying the park here on a winter day. He's so muddy. Is he gonna come up to me? Hey buddy. Where you going, man? Hi. Hi. But yeah, you can see big green grassy area along the Thames, dogs all about, people walking them. I'm sure this in the summer when it's not muddy and the grass is green is absolutely lovely. But you can see here just extremely nice wealthy houses in a quiet part of London. Fulham, Chelsea, these are really expensive zip codes, and these pretty small houses cost you an awful lot of money. So we're approaching here to the stadium. I'll keep the camera rolling, show you guys the Minis and the Audis and the Ranges and the Porsches that line the streets here at Fulham. As you can see here, right across from the lovely houses, is the Putney end of Fulham FC. Here you can see these old, tiny turnstiles. I mean, look at the size of me. I'm too wide to fit in here. You have to go sideways. Imagine somebody bigger than me, which is quite a fair few people, trying to get these old historic turnstiles. This is amazing. All right. This is the Cottage Gate. It shows their next match, which is the FA Cup. Here is a little statue, and I wonder if that's their old badge. It might be. That's awesome. Yeah, I believe this is part of the stadium. Don't know quite for certain, but I'm gonna take a walk around and see if I can get to where the cottage is, as well as around to the other side of the stadium. Well, their ticket office is open right in there. Get to the side where that newsstand is and get a up close look at that. But yeah, this is just awesome. Right here, just this old brick stand. So classic English football. All right, so all their gates are closed off, unfortunately, but there's this Thames path, which is public, so you can go down there. All this wiring and stuff, and we can see what's over here. I forget specifically what corner the cottage is in. I think it's on the side of the Thames, so hopefully we can get a pretty good look at that. But wow, this stadium, right again, tight between the road and the Thames and the apartments on the other side. It's really nice. We're back at the Thames, but yeah, you can see their newsstand is not completely finished. I think these gates might be temporary, and once the stand is built, you're going to be able to walk under the stand to get to the other side of the ground where the park is at. But I think during construction it's closed, looking like they're calling it the Riverside stand. It looks amazing. Oh, that's the Riverside, and that's just like their little logo. That's really sweet. Okay, looks like the cottage is definitely not in this corner, but all the gates are closed, so I can't get too much closer. But I actually would be really interested in a tour of this stadium. This is one of my favorite stadiums in the world. So unique, so historic. So yeah, I'm gonna walk over to like the reception or the ticket office and ask and see if there's a tour going. Probably can't film it, but that's okay. Let me actually, before I do that, give you guys some context, some history into this ground. It's been the home of Fulham since 1896, which is crazy. The stadium was built, well, the cottage, again, I really need to show you this cottage. If I can't do it, maybe I'll Google it. Actually, I'll Google it right now. But the cottage was built in 1780, and then the stadium was built in 1896 by famous architect Archibald Leach. I'm not sure if I mentioned it when we were over by Highbury, but Highbury was also built by Archibald Leach. He has his footprint all over English football, Scottish football as well. He built some of the most famous stadiums. So yeah, Fulham played here from 1896 to 2002, and then they took a break for a year, and then have been here since 2004. Let me Google right now the cottage so I can show you a photo before I switch the camera off and go try to find a tour. Let's get some good lighting here so you can see what I'm talking about. So, well, first up, let's show you this. So this is kind of an aerial view of the stadium. This is that new stand I'm talking about. Here's the Thames. This is where we were standing. I just walked this way. So the cottage is actually, yeah, in that front left. That's a bad what the view of it. Let me get a better photo for ya. The problem is the stadium is called Craven Cottage, so oh, here we go. Hopefully you can see that, but this is the old cottage, and here are the stands. It's right there. The players actually walk out from the cottage. Super sick. And I believe if there is a tour, it shows you that. So let's cross our fingers. We're gonna head over there now. I also need to charge the camera, so not too bad timing. But yeah, these roads are just beautiful as well. Like, I feel like living here would be so nice and peaceful. Of course, expensive, but yeah, you're paying to live in a super nice area with a park at the moment full of muddy dogs. All right, let's go. All right, amazing news. I just walked into reception, and the lovely guy Ed there was able to book me a tour, £22. So I'm gonna go be able to see the cottage and get pitch side and everything. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna be able to record, but I'll be able to probably take photos at least. But the tour is in an hour, so I have an hour to kill. I'm not really too sure what I'm gonna do. But at the moment, he said it is a private tour right now. I'm the only one with it booked, so that'd be pretty cool. Wow, so I just got done with the tour at Craven Cottage. Wasn't allowed to film, but took some photos, and I am at a loss for words. That is such a beautiful stadium. Yeah, I wish I saw a match, but I was still in love with the stadium tour. My man Ed gave me the phenomenal one. It was private as well, so I got to ask a lot of questions, and oh man, it was well worth the £22 that I spent for it. The stadium is beautiful. Hey, buddy. Another dog. So this stand right here, I'm not sure if I already mentioned, was built by the infamous Archibald Leach, who built many stands and grounds here in England. But it is actually a protected site, so they cannot knock it down, they cannot change it, which explains why these turnstiles are still this big. It's because the club is legally, by the Heritage Council or something like that, not allowed to touch it. It has to stay the same as it was when it's built, which is super unique to have at a sporting, venue. And same thing with the cottage, which you just can't get an angle from the outside, but maybe the photos do it. They can't change that either, but it's super unique, and well, that explains my answer to why the turnstiles are still this small. Same thing with the font of the lettering and the exact color of the paint. It all has to be the same. Really crazy, really cool, and I love that. you know, this famous ground, this famous stadium has to stay this way. I think it's beautiful. I think that's what football is about. But that brand new stand that they're building looks amazing. Also, I think my capacity was a little off. He said once that new stand is fully built, capacity is going to go to 29.5, and that'll be adding roughly 5,000 seats from what that stand held prior, and adding a lot of hospitality boxes and nice new modern, all that good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and cross the road here. But yeah, it was amazing. I got to go into the cottage itself, which is, he said, like the only remaining cottage style building at a football ground. And it was really interesting. Actually, a family used to live there, and one of their daughters were born in the cottage. Like, what? But yeah, really amazing tour. Background is just incredible. I can't say it enough. It truly is one of my favorite grounds in the world, and for good reason. It's so historic. He says people like Eusebio have played there. Pele has played there. Just ridiculous history, and that's why you can't knock down these historic stadiums for the new ones. It's not worth it. You lose way too much. But yeah, amazing stadium. I hope to eventually come out for a match. Every match I do go to, I buy a scarf. That's why you saw me buy that Milan scarf. So, you know, I took the tour, which is not a match, so I did not buy a scarf, but I did pick up this fridge magnet where you have the cottage up there and that stand below it. So that seems like good consolation pickup for not actually being able to go to a match. But yeah, really good. About a little over an hour tour. Probably a bit longer because me and him were just chatting along the way, and he was answering my questions, which was super nice. But yeah, we're gonna take the 15-minute walk back to the Putney Bridge tube station and get us some fish and chips. It started to rain a little bit more, still super gray, but not a problem. Got this guest pass too, so all's good. Back here, almost at the station, but back at the bridge, and like I've showed before, I walk 15 minutes that way to get to the stadium. Also on the tour, I think it's interesting to note that there's something called the the Clipper, right? The Thames Clipper, and Uber actually has a service where you hop on a boat and you go down the Thames. My man Ed on the tour, he was saying that Fulham are trying to get the permission or the licensing to build a dock out the back of the stand that borders the Thames, to which then fans or whoever on the match day could just get an Uber boat directly to the stadium. Because right now, you know, you have to walk through this park to get to the ground, which is what I did. But yeah, that's just really interesting to me. It might be friggin' probably only, maybe there's another unique place out there where you can take a boat to get to the game, if that ever occurs. Yeah, wow, this Putney Bridge looks all nice lit up. Very, very good. Yeah, so just thought I'd mention that out there. we are at Trafalgar Square, of course, on a cloudy, gray day, but I like how you can see right past the water fountain. I don't know, maybe that's Westminster Abbey. I'm not too sure, but just walked around Piccadilly Circus, Chinatown, now here at Trafalgar Square. Just checking it all out. Not really doing anything or buying anything, but I was at Battersea Power Station this morning. That was pretty sick. I had the best pancakes of my life. And now I'm just on my way up to Camden Market, which I'm excited to go to, but I'm not quite ready for lunch, so I thought I'd stop at these 3 famous, destinations, places of gathering, because I've never done it before.